some concepts down that if you do not understand these concepts, you are lost in the book of Revelation. You're actually lost in the Bible. And you read the Bible and you never understand where you are. And you know what? Have you guys ever seen these movies of the time machines and people get lost in the wrong times? Well, I think most Christians are in some time machine and they're lost in some maze of time and they don't know. Because if a promise was made to a certain group of people of disaster, and you read it and you don't know the people and the time, and you take that promise for yourself, you're in for disaster. Do you remember Jesus said, let it be unto you as you believe. So the biggest church world, the majority of the church world, they're waiting for the Antichrist and the beast and the rapture and what is going to happen with the earth. And they walk in fear and trembling. While God said, the glory of God will fill the earth like the waters cover the sea. Now that's two opposites. Now we have to understand this book. Revelation is the only book with a blessing if you read it. Now that's what I saw when I started reading it, and I thought, I want that blessing. And I was so lazy to read. I put it on a tape recorder and I played it over and over and over and over and over because I wanted to do needlework and sewing. I never wanted to read. So I listened to this all the time. It says here in Revelation 1:3, blessed is he that read, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So just reading it and putting yourself to this book, there's going to be a blessing. But you know what? They told us that the book of Revelation is so difficult to read. And you cannot understand it. You know why? You cannot understand it in the natural. You have to understand it in the spiritual. Usually, when you read a book on Revelation or the end times, you know what you feel like? You feel like, oh my word, I don't understand it. It is so, the words, the way they explain it is like, what is this? And I'm sorry, I don't know God like that. My God came and he made it so easy. Come on, guys. Jesus didn't come and say, okay, guys, come up to heaven. You're going to be free. He came down to this earth and he became like us. And he died in our place, so it's so easy to step into it. So if Jesus made it so easy, why would it be so difficult to understand this? Because there's so much deception going around. Okay, God is not confused. This is easy to read. Now there is a very big secret, which I haven't put in the book. There's a scripture in Isaiah 46, verse 10. Everybody say Isaiah 46. Verse 10. He says, the end is determined from the beginning. What a guarantee. If I know my end is determined, there's a guarantee. But he says he's given us the Spirit as a guarantee. So our hearts are full of guarantees that we're going to make it. Just shake the guy next to you and say, hey, don't look so sad. You're going to make it. Okay, here is a big secret. Revelation is not a separate book from the other books. The Bible consists of 66 books, and Revelation is not a separate book. You can't read it separately. Where does Revelation start? In Genesis 1, verse 1. Do you get it? Because the end is determined from the beginning. So we have to have an understanding of the whole book and these concepts through the book. Now, these that I wrote on the board are only the ones that I've handled in this chapter, and we're going to look for it. But now, voila, Revelation has a blessing. Let's read it. But Revelation carries a curse. This is not too good. You find it in Revelation 22:18. Can I read it for you? For this I testify to every man that hears the words of the prophecy of this book, that if any man add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Huh? Verse 19. And if anybody takes away from the words of this book of prophecy, I will take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. So what does that tell me? You cannot just read Revelation and try and tell anybody what Revelation is if you do not really understand it. So I think there's too many people attempting to teach this book, and they don't understand the book themselves. So how are you going to know when you understand the book? When you get the Spirit in the Word from Genesis to Revelation. So in other words, we're going to understand the whole Bible. Wow. Come on, guys. Come on. Have you ever read things in the Bible that it really doesn't make sense? Well, I'll tell you what, you can't even work God out because he's fire. Same time he's water. The same time he's a wind. Come on. You can't define it in the natural, but in the spiritual, it makes so much sense. Okay. The Word will explain the Word. The Word will explain the Word. Nothing else but the Word. Not someone else's opinion, but the Word will explain the Word. Okay. Revelation 1:1. Here is the key to the book of Revelation. You don't even have to go to the seals and the horses and the dragons and the beasts. It's right in verse 1. Can we read it? The revelation of Jesus Christ. Did he say the revelation of the Antichrist? No. Antichrist is not even mentioned in this book. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave. Who gave it? God gave it to him. To who did he give it? To Jesus himself. Okay. There's no one else there. He's talking about God and Jesus Christ. And then he says, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come. Okay. If I tell you, we're going to go on a holiday very shortly. Does it mean in 10 years? Does it mean in 100 years? Does it mean in 1,000 years? Oh, so this was written 2,000 years ago. Just that words can tell you, oh, this is not my time. This is not for my time. Okay. But it determines the time we are in. Okay. So Revelation has a blessing, has a curse, and we can only understand it by reading the Word.